Oh man, you guys know what time it is? You know what freaking month we're in, bro? We are in October, motherfucking spooky ass season. I'm pretty happy, you know. Listen. When it comes to October, man, woo! Oh, you got leafy leaves, you got motherfucking spooky stuff. It's just a great time to be alive. As you can see, I'm in my sweet ass chestnut costume. Especially when you're a kid, you know, you're sitting here with your trick or treats, just seeing everything for the very first time. So everything's like scary and all that. That's like the best time to be alive for Halloween. And when you grow up, guess what? It's just as better because you get to see horror movies, all that junk. One thing that's also extremely important, I believe. But I want to talk to you today about three scary Halloween games. Well, not scary, just some good Halloween games to play on. Alright, so I'm going to try my best to give some sort of summary to these games. I'm not that great at explaining. I highly recommend at the end of each and one of these, look it up on YouTube, go ahead and watch a playthrough because goddamn, I suck ass at explaining stuff. Now, as much as I love this game, there are some big issues with the game. I mean, not big issues, but like, there's just some issues to this game that might turn some people off, but to me, it doesn't really matter. I came acquainted to that. I don't know if it's just me blinded by nostalgia, but I mean, personally, yeah, there are some parts that I dislike, especially my past playthroughs. I've started to like dislike certain parts, but for the most part, even though I might dislike certain parts, at the end of the day, it's one of my favorite PS2 games. So, alright, so starting off, this game starts exactly right after the movie. Jack's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and go on my own. But the professor's like,
oh, actually, you probably want to take the soul robber I've contracted about. It's really awesome and help you on a lot of adventures. So don't worry, if you're ever in trouble, use one of these bad boys.
And Jack's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take that shit, yeah. So he goes off into the woods for God knows how long, but apparently he's gone for so long that Oogie Boogie's like, you know what, this bitch is gone. Why don't I go ahead and just take over this goddamn city with my goddamn skeletons? So Oogie Boogie comes back from the dead because he's like,
what the fuck is going on this bitch? What the fuck? How do I lose some skeleton twig, man? Heck nah.
So he goes over and takes the city because he's fucking obese. He is fucking obese. But this motherfucker's so crazy. He's so crazy. He gets a whole bunch of freaking skeletons because why freaking not? So then after Jack's, 50th million self-journey, because, he always has to take one because, oh man, being king of the pumpkin patches, oh Jesus Christ, that's a real toll on the mental health. Like the fuck, bro, you are dead. You are a god to these people. Come the fuck on. But they come back and he's like, oh, what the hell? Where is everybody? So these scary ass monsters just run off like a little pussies. Like, oh no, it's Skelebones coming after my ass cheeks. I better get out of here real quickly. So they fuck off. So then boom, you hear a little silent. So then you gotta fight the skeletons off one by one. First wave, second wave, easy claps. So the next thing's next, after all that crap happens, some guy, just a magical guy, you're gonna love him, right? So he's like, hey, come over here, boy. I gotta tell you something. So you go over there, you talk to him. This man, we're gonna call him Man in the Hat, because I really don't know his name. I don't know if he has a name. I'm just gonna call him Man in the Hat. He's like,
oh, Jack, thank God you're here, man. Oogie Boogie scared the shit out of us, it's pretty crazy.
This dude's also essential to your game, because this dude's your saving point. So after talking to him, you go to a little cathedral, but on top of the cathedral, it's like every little area has this. It's just randomly sprinkled in everywhere. It's little bonus rooms. So this bonus room will basically grant you items, grant you money. But basically, these are places to farm money and all that crap. But after that, you go down, you go inside the cathedral, and guess what? Oogie Boogie's there. Now this is his shadow form, so it's not technically him, but it's his shadow form. So it's your first ever boss fight. Now these boss fights, I think personally, are really cool. So every time you hit him, you hit these notes drop out of him. Once you fill up this meter with all them notes, it gets into a rhythm game. So you get to do a little rhythm mini game. Yeah, after beating him, he drops a little door. You have to find 5 doors in total. Alright, so the 5 doors you have to collect are the Halloween, St. Patrick's, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, and of course, Easter. The little boy comes out, little monster boy, I think that's his name. He comes out like, we're so glad you're back and all that. So after talking to him, you go to the witch's hut, which give you your upgrades, your just items in general, and it's a nice little place. So then after going out there, you have to go back to the little boy. He's like, I don't know how to get out there, Jack. You gotta you gotta find Clown to get the gate open. Then you have to go in the little sewers, get the Clown, go back up, fight another little boss or little enemy wave because why the freak not? Alright, so after the first area, you have to go into the graveyard. The graveyard, which I believe is one of the craziest places, not only because of the beautiful atmosphere, in my opinion, it just really screams Halloween, you know what I'm saying? So once you go there, you find Zero's grave, and you're like, oh, let me give him a little tap on the knees, tap, 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 and guess what? He's not there. So now you gotta go all the way down to the Hangman tree, which is the main guy you gotta talk to in this area. Then he gets stopped by Oogie's guys and like,
oh, Jack, you're not getting past this, bitch. Not without killing us.
So now you gotta fight a whole bunch of freaking skeletons. It's not that big of a deal, but if you're playing on hard mode, it's gonna be a little pain in the ass because they're throwing out crazy enemies towards you. After defeating them, you go down to the hanging tree and he's like, "Oh Jack, my hanging men, they're gone. Can you please go find them? Go check Zero's house and maybe he might be there and help me find my men." So now you gotta go all the way back to Zero's place at the very beginning of the level. Go all the way there and guess what? Tap 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 on the knees, guess what? He's there. He pops up, he's like, he's right there. Are you freaking serious? You could have been there the very first time, but whatever. So now you go all the way back, you go all around the little graveyard, finding all the hanging men. You go back and he's like,
"Oh, Jack, thank you. Thank you for finding my hanging men."
and then he tells you where Sally is. He's all like,
"Oh, Jack, thank you. Sally's all across the fucking map. Have fun going all the way there, dipshit."
so now you gotta go all the way across the map, which it's not that big of a deal. So then you go all the way there, you go into this little catacomb, like little tomb area, you go in there, a bunch of whole motherfucking spiders. Come the fuck on. Spiders, scary! Spiders aren't that big of a deal, you just go womp 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 with the freaking soul robber, it's easy claps. And then you get to the very end, which is the boss fight, and guess what it is? It's a giant spider! It's an easy boss fight, you just loop around, smack it in the ass a couple times, nice little song plays, go ahead and play that song real fast.
And I am ready.
Anyway, you free Sally, they have a little moment, they're like, they have a little moment, kumbaya. Okay, so now you gotta go all the way to Timbuktu, all the way to the mad scientist's house. So you gotta go all the way, so now you gotta go all the way over there, not a big deal, it's pretty quick. You get there, but then Igor's there, he's like,
"Oh, Jack, you can't go this way. I've been giving strict orders by the scientist to not let anyone through. But maybe if you give Igor a little bit of food, he might let you by. I'm a little fat as shit."
so now you gotta go all the way back to the witch's place, just because, you know, to shop, and where do you get bones? The fucking shop. Where else? The three little idiots come by, and they're like,
"Jack, we're not gonna let you pass, cause fuck you."
now you gotta fight a bunch of ghosts this time. They're a little bit of a pain in the ass because they float in and out of the freaking area, so you could be fighting them and all of a sudden, boom, they're out of bounds. Are you freaking kidding me? It's so ass. So after you fight all of them, guess what? You go in there and they're like,
Oh, we're sorry, Jack. We just sold our last one to Monster Kid.
that fat bitch! God damn it! So now I gotta go all the way back to the main area, and he's like,
Oh, Jack, you like my little bone biscuit? You want it? Oh man, I'm obese and fucking fat. I need this to eat. I'm starved.
but if you answer some trivia, because, you know, yeah, instead of doing a task or something like that, you gotta answer some trivia. Trivia is pretty easy. It's just some stuff from the movies, just some general. If you fail it, don't worry, you can do it again, but it's going to be in different orders, or like you'll ask some questions that it hasn't asked yet. It's not that big of a deal. But then after you do that, he's like, okay, here, Jack, here, have the bone biscuit. My fat ass doesn't need to eat anyway. I need to fucking go on a diet, a fucking diet, bitch. Then you go all the way back to Igor. He's like,
"Oh, Jack, thank you. I'll stare at this forever."
then you have to go up into the Tower of the Mad Scientist. There's a little ball that comes down Indiana Jones style. It's like, because guess what? The little fucking witch bitch decided to put that shit there because she had to make it difficult. So now you go all the way up there, and then the Mad Scientist has a defective brain because they put him in there. It's a nice little green oozy brain. It's like,
Oh, Jack, who the fuck are you, bitch? Get the fuck out of my place. I'll kill your ass.
so then you gotta fight him. He's like,
Oh, my brain. Oh, Jack, I didn't notice you. So sorry about fighting you and all that shit, but here, have the Santa outfit because I'm a little bitch.
so then you take that little Santa outfit. Now it's your second outfit. Now it's your third outfit, your third and final outfit. Okay, so in total you have 3 outfits. The basic one, the Pumpkin King one, which shoots out fire. It's all like, it's crazy shit. And then the Santa one that has a stun, freeze, and some other stuff that helps you with some tough enemies. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now you go to the pumpkin patch, which it's pretty easy. You just have to transverse it. It's not that big of a deal. So then you have to go to the pumpkin patch, and it's really not that hard. It's just you go through a bunch of areas. It's really easy. Then you have the giant pumpkin, which is the skeleton bitch. You know that skeleton of the 3 little kids? The first layer is skeleton, second is ghosts, and third is a little bit of everything. You get down there, you defeat him. He's like,
"Oh, Jack, ah!"
Alright, so now that you have in possession of all the doors, you have to now find the mayor because he knows how to get into the freaking woods, and plus you need to collect him because he's the freaking mayor. He's the last guy you need to get in your arsenal of people in the village. And so now you have to go inside of Halloween Town, like to go in there, and then guess what? Clown and the witch bitch is there, and she's like,
Oh, Jack, this is terrible. Clown put on some rocket shoes because he's a fat idiot.
so now you need to go stop him. So you try to stop him with the Santa outfit, but guess what? It don't work because you don't have a special tool to get off the little rocket boots. So now you gotta go all the way back to the professor, but then Igor's like,
"Jack, I'm scared. I heard a little spooky thing coming from the back of the freaking tower.
bitch, you're up there all the time. How the fuck do you know that there's a monster there? Plus, your fugly ass would probably scare that bitch away. So now you gotta go all the way down there. This is a bonus mission, by the way. You don't have to do this mission, but you can if you want a little special item. You go down there, guess what? It's a little spider boss, easy claps. You go back up there, he's like,
Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you so much.
doctor's like,
Oh, Jack. Thank you for dealing with Igor's bullshit, cause I'm so sick of it. I've tried to do my contraptions and he just won't shut the fuck up about it. Here, take this tool that you need.
take that, go all the way back, you stop him, take off, he's like, oh, Jack, thank you. And he gives you some insight of where the mayor's at. But he's like, oh, the vampires. Guess what? They know where he's at. Vampire, now you have to go find the vampires, which have been turned into bats. And they can't get out of that form unless they're in their coffins. So now you have to go all around. I believe there's 6 or 5 vampires you have to go collect. You have to go in the sewers, which are pretty awesome. You have to go into like this little thing where it has a little violent spinning contraptions like wah 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 wah. It's really crazy, but getting that bat there is a pain in the ass. Self-explanatory. You just collect all of them, you bring them back, and I'm like, oh, Jack, thank you for freeing us. Here, the mayor's at his place. Bitch, I could have figured that out. I could have fucking figured that out. So now you gotta go all the way to that little mayor's tower, whatever the freak that is. Go all the way up there. He's in a little cage because I don't know what he's into, but Jesus Christ, how did 3 little kids put you in a cage, you fat bastard? You free him and he's like, Jack, Oogie's boys are up there. Kick their asses for me. So now you gotta go all the way up there. They're in a little boss fight. Alright, so now you're up there. You're fighting those little 3 jabronis. It's really easy. You just gotta dodge, throw the little pumpkin thing at them, smack them a couple times, and they're like,
Oh, you're not gonna get us this time, Jack.
some bullshit, and then black magic, boom, you're in a little pit now. Now you're in Oogie's lair. Now you have to go all through his little area. Now you have to go through all of his little booby traps and contraptions. Honestly, it's pretty easy. You just have to do a couple platforming, just do a little jumps. Really easy, really easy. Then after that, you have to fight actual Oogie Boogie himself. Yes, the one from the movie. You have to sit there, you have to fight like, you're like, watch out, watch out. It's like some crazy shit. It's like, there's explosions and shit. It's awesome. Alright, so then you kick his ass and then bada bing, bada boop, you've done it. You fucking saved Halloween Town from Oogie Boogie. Or did you, bitch? No, so now you have to go back up and talk to the mayor. Now he's gonna give you a little fast travel area to the actual woods. Then you get to the little spiral, but then in order to make the spiral go down, then you gotta put all 5 of the little doors into like little spots that they belong in. Then the little thing goes wham all the way down. You and Sally are there and they have a little moment. You go down into the forest. Now this is where the stupid crap gets real. You have to go through this little maze area of the woods and stuff starts looking similar. Like it's stupid. But it's honestly, the first time playing it, it's not that bad. It's really cool. It's really cool. But after that, you gotta memorize that shit and it's, oh my god. But in order to get the corrupted doors, you have to do little challenges. Now, you do that, you go back to the little area, but guess what? You're getting stopped by big old bosses. You have to like, they're like, "Rah!" Then you have to fight them and crap. Then you have to go all the way back into that forest, and guess what? You gotta put the doors back. So you have to go through all the areas again. Remember where you went and put all the doors in the correct spots. Then the Christmas door opens. Now you're in Christmas Town. You go in there, the elves are like, Jack, please help us find the ornaments. Oogie's guys took off the ornaments of the tree. 6 bulbs. Are you serious, bitch? 6? Pretty simple. You just go around, collect all the little bulbs that are in each of the little locations. Okay, so after completing all of that, now it's a boss fight. You have to fight a little train, a little scary train. It's honestly really freaking easy. You just have to go around, slap it a couple times, change the direction of the train, and there you go. You did it. And then you save Santa Claus. Woo! He's like, oh, Jack, you little idiot. How many times do I have to deal with you bitches? Get the fuck out of my town. You know, some real racist ass shit towards these Halloween people. Then you're at chapter 24, the last chapter. You're fighting the ultimate Oogie Boogie who's taken all the bugs from the game and absorbed them. He motherfucking absorbed the nutrients. And now you gotta kill him in his ultimate form. You have to go around, push him into some fire, just make the fire go into his face. He's like, ah! Some stupid stuff like that. Then after you get him like near half health, you have to do the second phase, which is another rhythm game. After doing that, you then save Halloween Town, you kill Oogie Boogie, and everything is saved again. You and Sally have that moment, you do a little hugging, you do a little kissing, you know what I'm saying? End of the story. Yeah, so overall, this game was pretty good. I think this is a pretty good freaking game. I know some people are going to look at it like, oh, this is a dog shit, I don't fucking care. I didn't do a really good job of explaining it. I'm really bad at explaining stuff, I'm sorry. But honestly, I'd recommend going on YouTube and just looking up Let's Plays, all that junk. I recommend Mikey's walkthrough because he's a pretty cool guy. It's a pretty good Let's Play. It's like, honestly, I'd recommend watching that. If not, if you don't want to hear the commentary, then watch some sort of playthrough or a long play. One of my all-time favorite PS2 games and all-time Halloween games. Totally recommend. So I'd recommend playing it whatever way you can. So yeah, on to the next one.
Want to ride?
Alright, and my second favorite Halloween game goes to Goosebumps Horroland. Woo! Growing up, going to my grandma's house we went to this place called Family Video. Now, before I knew that there were video games there, I was really watching the video or the movies. Most importantly, I was watching Goosebumps. But Goosebumps is my all-time favorite. I freaking love Goosebumps. And I remember watching one time on one of the DVDs, it shows a little trailer. I'm like, what the freak is this? It's Goosebumps Horroland. This stuff looks crazy. One birthday, boom, I got the game. It starts off with you're either a boy or a girl. You can either be one of the two. You get a knock on the door. It's a little mysterious monster looking thing. He leaves you a little ticket to Horrorland. Your friend comes over, he's like, dude, look what we got. You got this one too. That's awesome. And then you're like, oh snap, we should probably go. Or he's like,
Oh man, we should go, man. We should go.
and you're like, oh, mom, can you take us to this amusement park and all that shit? You go to the amusement park and he's like, tickets, please. She rips it up and throws it. You can't escape Horrorland without the tickets. Keep that in mind. So then you go in there, first area. Okay, so in this area, it consists of bumper cars, this little throwing game where you have to throw this thing, I forget what it's called, dead ringer, a little ball shooting game, and a roller coaster. So 5 things. Okay, so basically this whole game is just basically mini games. But the mini games are so freaking fun. It's just so freaking fun. If you're a fan of Goosebumps, highly recommend this game. I don't know what it stands in certain people, but I believe this game is really good too. Now in every area, you have to get to one specific point. And in the second game, there's this little ball tossing game. This game was a pain in the ass for me when I was younger, and it's still a little annoying. Once you understand how it works, it's really not that bad. But if you're going for the monster cards, oh my goodness. Monster cards are little things. It's just a little collectible thing. It's like a little certain task for each mini game. Then you have this dead ringer thing where you just throw him out and bam, he's like, oh, dead ringer. I forgot to mention there's another game. There's a 6th mini game. You have to run and then like there's a spinning wheel. You have to like run and then jump. Boom. Then you go to the little throwing ball thing. It's really not that bad. You just throw the ball. Now the roller coaster, you have to get a certain amount of fright tokens to actually get in there. But once you do, you ride the roller coaster, and after riding it, it's a pretty fun time. You're like, whoa, all that crap. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty cray. After that, you now unlock the Vampire Village. Your little cutscenes like, whoa, dude, this is crazy. He sees a little coffin, his dumb idiot self. He's like, guys, I'm gonna go in it. He goes in it and disappears. Oh! First things first, you have a bat thing where you just have to swing, get bats, easy class. Really not that bad. You just have to swing, boom, don't let it bite you because it's gonna go, but you need to swing them, robotic bat. Then you got putt. Putt-putt's pretty fun. You just go, wee, woo, you just smackety, smack. Really, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's actually pretty fun. Alright, and then you have a little vampire thing where you throw garlic at them. It's just like bam, you throw the garlic, really not that bad. Then you have one where you have to shine a flashlight, don't let them get too close to you, just like Next things next, you have this little, okay, these paddle things. This one isn't that bad. It's actually pretty simple and pretty easy. It's really not that bad. You have to, so to get the 3 fright tokens, you have to complete it, I think, before 30 seconds or something like that, or I can't remember how long it was, but it's really not that bad. But we'll get to the next one. Oh my god! After that, you get a little cutscene after you get a certain amount of fright tokens, and you see this little girl, she's like, help me, and there's a roller coaster on this one. So this one, it brings like a combination of all the garlic throwing. You know, you're just like going in there, you have to like free 360 roam, you can do all that. You just have to go through it, don't get killed, and then you save the girl. Her name is Gigi. And for whatever reason, they're chasing you. Ooh, we'll get to that. We'll go into that. They're chasing you. They're like, oh no, we gotta run. You hide, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go hide. Meet me at the carriage when you're ready. I can help you find the ticket pieces to get you out of this place. So you go find her. She takes you to the first area. You collect the thing. You go back. She takes you to the second place, which is in Vampire Village. Next thing's next. You're at Fever Swamp. Now this one, ooh, there's some ones that really just kind of annoying. First things first. Remember when I talked about a little paddle thing? Well, guess what? There's another one, and this one's more annoying because there's more obstacles. When you run into an obstacle, you lose time. Now, there's so many obstacles, it's so annoying. You have to get under a specific one, and there's at a certain point where, like, you can't move. Time's still ticking, but it's going so slow, it's just navigating you. It's just taking forever. Like, are you serious? But then the second mini game, you have to, like, cover up all these, like, little monsters' holes while people are shooting at you. Really simple mini game. One where you throw an anchor. It's a log rolling thing now. At first, it's really difficult, but once you understand how the momentum works, pretty simple. There's another one where you have to like run and like jump onto a little thingamabobber where you jump into the wheel. And there's one where it's like you're on a mounted gun. You have to shoot all the eyeballs off the freaking little squid monster thing. Take Gigi, she takes you and finds the third piece. And then you're on to Mad Labs. You have bumper cars up once more. You have a little game where you have to take this little wire. You can't touch the sides of this little electrified bar or you're going to lose time. Then you have a little brain drain game. Pretty fun. You just make sure the brains don't come towards you. A game where you have to run on a treadmill and make sure these things don't come after you, or knock you down. You have to go forwards and backwards. And then you have another mini game where you just have to dunk a person in there. After that, you go back to Gigi's like, all right, let's go help you find the next ticket. But then, the next ticket in Mad Labs is under a locked door. So then you have to go to a mask shop and then collect a mask, transform you into one of those little ghouls. You go in there, you find the little ticket. Forgot to mention, also in Mad Labs, there's another little roller coaster ride that's like the one in the Empire Village where you just have to 360, get all these collectibles, all that shit. After you collect that little thing in the little ticket area, you get caught and you get sent to Terror Tombs. You get sent there and then you have to do a certain amount of mini games. You do 3 mini games and then you get put into the condemned ride that you're not supposed to be riding. After you get sent into that little roller coaster thing, it basically ends the game technically, but you can go back and collect everything. It doesn't lock you out of your save. You can go back in there and do 100% if you want. Now the games inside of Terror Tomb is this little race mini game. This one, oh my god, it's such a pain in the ass because all the people in first and third place, first, second, and third, are gods. They'll speed up, like you'll be in first place, but not for long. They'll be like, wow, way ahead of you in the matter of seconds. It's insane. Another little putt mini game, pretty cool putt mini game. Another one of those things where you have to kind of move the little circuit thing, you know, all that crap where you have to move it around that little electrified wire. Then you had this little thing from the very beginning area, which is that little where you have to roll that ball into the numbers. There's one called Mummy Run. And then like in Vampire Village, you have this little thing where there's little beetle things that come at you and you have to swing them, swat them. I believe after you complete 3 of them or you meet some sort of limit, it takes you to that little cutscene, throws you in that little roller coaster. You go through all of that and then all of a sudden, boom! You break through the wall, and then boom, you're outside. Somehow your friend's just randomly there, wherever the fuck he goes. Like, oh my god, he's there and then he's not there. He's so inconsistent. He might as well not be in the game. You break through, and then you're like, oh my god, Gigi, are you okay? She's like, oh, thank you for being such an idiot. Well, guess what? I forgot to mention. At the very beginning of the game, they say, oh no, the Great Gargantua has been gone missing. And we can't find her because guess what? She was in that little girl's form. Demons take the souls of the versions of little girls because they're evil. Evil little bitches. But then she's like, thank you for being an idiot. She creates havoc on Horrorland, and then that's the end of the game. Honestly, I think it's a pretty good game. It's for what it is. I really enjoy it. It was a pretty good game back when games were pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, honestly, really good game. Once again, I do highly recommend going on YouTube and looking up a little Let's Play the game. Like, if you're looking at a long Let's Play, it's about like almost 3 hours. It's really not that bad. But pretty good game, Alright. And now for the final one. And now for the scariest game of them all. This game petrified me as a kid. This game traumatized me. Ethan, as in some of my videos, he's also played this game. He came to my house a couple times when we were like really young. We'd be playing on the PS2 and he's like, oh, what's this game? He played it and he was also freaking traumatized. Ask him. To this day, he can't sleep correctly at night because he still has night terrors of this game. Now, what game am I talking about? I'm talking about the most notorious banned game. Yes, this game is now banned. And that game is Dora Saves the Snow Princess. Relax. Shut the fuck up! Oh. Alright. Yeah, okay, so anyway, what?
Fuck you!
Aw, you little bitch! You start out the game, the sheer brutality of this game, the game's ultimate difficulty. Souls games have nothing on this game. This game invented the Souls-like game genre. You have to follow this little creature of the night. I don't even know what this thing is. It's the most scariest thing known to mankind. You have to jump around, do mundane tasks. Stupid little backpack. Boots ain't no help either. You even hit the scariest thing in Vietnam, going through the rat tunnels. You have to go through those in this game.
Mason, you gotta keep your shit.
And fight the Vietnamese that could possibly be down there. Oh my god, there's one right now! All for that 2 hours and 50 minutes of pure scary horror. I don't even know how this is made for kids. And then once you get to the very end, you steal her princessness. She becomes obsolete. Dora takes the cake, and this bitch is ugly as hell. Both of them are fucking ugly as shit. I don't know how this game got past freaking game developers or game testers. This game is horrifying. I'm shocked they're probably in therapy or they freaking killed their damn selves. This one I do not recommend looking up because of how scary. I can't recommend you looking this up. I wouldn't even put this upon my worst enemy. This is worse than the CIA torture. This is so much worse than waterboarding. I wouldn't be shocked if they use this in the Holocaust. This is just horrible. This takes the cake. The third most scariest Halloween game out there. I hope you enjoyed this little spooky episode. This was supposed to come out a little bit ago, but some things came up. They're mostly dealt with, so this is gonna get out, and there's a couple more videos on the way. I'm sorry this took for so long to come out. It should not have came out this late. But yeah, there's some stuff in the works. TF2 video, just get ready for that. Get ready for that. Hopefully it doesn't come out next year. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, take it easy, and don't get too spooked. See ya.